Hello everyone. Some of you out there have been concerned about my uncle Dorkel since he got ran over by yours truly, if you've been watching the videos. It's been quite a while since we've heard from Uncle Dorkel. Uncle Dorkel is still in the hospital, but his son Ackbar is coming over later on this afternoon, and he's going to tell us all about the situation. Ackbar was pretty upset with me for what happened. It was an accident, and if you look back on that video, you'll see that I didn't know what I hit, and I wanted to back up and get out to get coffee, and I hit something, and I wanted to go forward to find out what it was that I hit. Well, the rest is history, but Ackbar was pretty upset with me, and he finally, I talked him into, I had to call him quite a few times, and he finally talked to me. I've been trying to get him since the accident, and finally yesterday I got a hold of him on the phone. He finally decided to talk to me, and he says he will come over and he will discuss the situation with his dad, Dorkel. So unfortunately, it may not be on good terms, and we'll never be the friends that we used to be because of this happening. And we don't know when Uncle Dorko is going to be able to come over here to visit. I hope maybe sometime this year, maybe sometime during the summer, or you know, soon he'll be able to come over. So I have no idea the condition of my Uncle Dorkel. As a matter of fact, I was banned from the hospital. They wouldn't let me in there because they heard about the story. I couldn't help it. It was an accident. But anyways, my Uncle Dorkel's son, Ackbar, is going to tell you all about it when he gets here. So that's all I can say. I have no idea on how he is doing. Ackbar can tell you the whole story when he gets here.
You need any help? Leave me alone. I can do it myself. I ought to smash you in the head with this cane. That's an awful thing you did to my son.
But it was an accident.
I don't want to hear it.
Well, hello there, Ackbar. How you doing?
You don't know. Put your hand down. I ain't shaking your hand.
Well, Ackbar, it was an accident. I am very sorry that this happened. Believe me, I didn't run your dad over on purpose.
What'd you say? No. I ought to crack you in the side of the head. You're lucky I'm 96 years old. If I was 30 years younger, I'd kick you right in the balls. I went to Harbor Freight today. I picked up one of these electric fly swatters, and I'm thinking seriously of wrapping you right in the nose with it.
Okay, well, I'm sorry there's hard feelings between us, and that, believe me, it's the last thing I ever wanted. I'm going to let Ackbar tell the story, and I'll just keep quiet about it.
All right, I'll tell the story. You just shut up. Man, don't have any air conditioning in this place. Hey. All right. I don't want to hear anything out of you. You listen, because this is the last time I'm going to talk over here. I don't think I'll ever can forgive Bill Old 64 Goat for what he did, running my dad over like that. He's just jealous because he's 113 years old and Old 64 Goat knows he'll never make that age. Now he's jealous, so he figures he'd run the old man over. You'll get yours. You'll get yours. All right, I'm going to tell you. You have snots running all over the place. Now, after this happened, this here, he had the nerve to come to the hospital. I told him at the receptionist desk, I said, don't let this jerk in the hospital. Keep him away. I had to call the police. I had to call the police on him to keep him out because he wanted to go in the hospital room, into the emergency room, and he wanted to give his, regards. He was concerned. Well, he ain't concerned. He'd rather see him dead and squished up under his pickup truck rather than to see him alive, kicking and telling stories. What they had to do to my dad, I don't want to happen to any other person. They had to repair. All 32 of his ribs are busted. And don't give me no remarks about having 13 ribs. My dad had 32 ribs. That's why he lived so long, because he was well protected in the chest. But with a 3,500-pound pickup truck running over the rib cage, what the hell do you expect? I don't care if you had 100 ribs, they're all going to break. So they had to repair all those ribs. But before they can do that, they had to cut him wide open. They had to spread him out like a turkey. They had to open him up like they do a lobster. They had to pull his guts out and have everything spread out on the operating table. I was there. I saw it. And it was hard on me. My own dad being opened up on the operating table. They had to haul out his aorta. They had to take his heart out completely and put him on an artificial pump to keep him circulating. Then, to top it all off, he lost his penis. They took his penis off. Now he's got nothing to pee out of. So, what they did, they had to do his aorta all over again. Because it was crushed, it was flattened out it was flat. It's supposed to be round, but it flattened out. We're not going to go into this hospital surgery. I didn't bring no cameras in this time. This time around, I didn't bring no cameras in because last time they gave me hell for videoing his surgery. So I couldn't do that. So I got to tell you, because they let me in. They gave me a mask to put on. They told me to sit over on the corner or stand out of the way of the surgeons. There were 16 surgeons working on him. One was a bone specialist. One was a skin specialist. One was a flesh specialist. Another one was a blood specialist. Another one was a heart specialist. Another one was a kidney specialist. Another one was a brain specialist. Another one, this is hard. This is very hard on me. Another one was a urologist. Another one was a rectal doctor. And they had all kinds of other doctors around, including 2 anesthesiologists. Not 1, but 2. Oh, I'd love to rap you on the head. What you put me through. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I'll tell you what, I don't think Uncle Dorkel, if he ever forgives this character, I'd be very surprised. You know, my dad may be a little rough around the edges, and that's how come I'm a little bit rough around the edges. But you know, you have to be in this world to get through. You can't sit on your hands or stand in the corner playing pocket pool. You can't do that. You gotta get active. You gotta do something. And when something like this does something like he did, damn snacks. Well, you know, you can't take it with a grain of salt. You gotta fight. I tell you, I'd like to wrap this guy right around the noodle. I got this, and I started to have it break. I had to do something to keep myself occupied, to keep my mind busy. And I got one of these, and I have a lot of skeeters. I have a lot of skeeters in my house. So, I don't know, I never used one of these before, and well, before all this guy here told me about this, and I don't know. I'm going to put a couple batteries in it, we'll try it out later. I'd like to try it out right across his head, but I don't want to break this. I mean, you know, it was free. It came with a coupon at Harbor Freight, it was free. Ooh. Well, anyways, my dad is, as I said, is still in the hospital. He's doing a little bit better, a little bit better. You know, when you got all those broken ribs, well, they had to, you know, he had to be in a cast, a body cast. After they put back all his organs, and they put back his heart is as good as, surprisingly, the heart didn't get damaged, just the aorta. It seems like he has an awful lot of trouble with his aortas. He has a broken collarbone, he has a broken femur, he has a missing mitral valve that got knocked off. I don't know how it got knocked off, but it did. He lost 32 quarts of blood. 32 quarts of blood. And he has two broken arms, but they're in casts. I can't say anything about his legs because he ain't got any legs. You know, he'll never be the wood chopper he used to be. You know, this guy here, my dad, I'm referring to, my dad is a rarity You don't see anybody that usually lives to be that old. And most of the time they're wrinkled up like a prune. But look at the top. Well, they can't now. He's in the hospital. But you've seen the top of my dad, or his uncle. You know, my dad, Mr. Aflaca, better known as Uncle Dorkel to all of you. His head is shiny. He's got a head like the back end of a baby's butt. It's smooth. And how many guys out there, how many guys are 100 and even 95 years old or 100? How many of you have got shiny heads, no warts, no pimples, no black dots all over, age spots? None of that. How many of you can claim a perfect head? I bet there ain't one of you out there that has a perfect head and still are over 100 years old. You're just jealous. I'm sorry again. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're sorry, all right. You're sorry sight. Man, I'm going to wind this down. I got to get out of here before I use this cane for something else other than helping myself walk. I got a lot of thinking to do there, Bill. A lot of thinking. I may forgive you for this, but it ain't going to be today. It ain't going to be tomorrow. And it ain't going to be next week. So, man, that's all I've got to say. I'm exhausted. And I'm going to have to go. Would you like a cup of coffee? Look at this guy. He has the nerve to ask if I want a cup of coffee. He runs over my dad. You think that's going to make things better? Because you give me a cup of coffee? No, I don't want no coffee. That's all, folks. That's all I can say right now. I'm exhausted, but I did want to give you all an update. I appreciate everybody out there for the concerns of my dad, Dorkel. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. And maybe we can get together again.
Okay. What can I say? Well, Ackbar just left a couple of minutes ago, and we're not on good terms. But it is a little encouraging that he may, in the future, forgive me, but right now, he won't. Here comes Sammy. What's the matter? You stayed in the other room when Ackbar was here, huh? Well, I can't blame you. He's a rough one, I'll tell you. What's the matter, Sammy, huh? Come on. At least you love me anyways. Yeah. You know, it's hard. It's not something I would deliberately have done and would have done, and no matter how bad of a person, if he was. And my Uncle Dorkel is far from a bad guy. He's rough around the edges, very rough, and matter of fact, I think he's just as rough as Ackbar, his son, is. But the only thing I can say is, when Ackbar is ready, he will bring my Uncle Dorkel over here to visit. But we don't know when that's going to be. And it's entirely up to my Uncle Dorkel whether he will forgive me or not. I sent get well cards over there, but he's still in intensive care, so he wouldn't have been able to read them anyways. And if I know Ackbar, he probably burned the damn things. Well, that's it. That's the update on my Uncle Dorkel. And it's tragic the way things turned out, but that's life. Thanks for watching. Now remember, now this is just comedy. Don't take me seriously. Thank you for watching, everybody. We appreciate it.